Hello and welcome along to another episode of Robin and Jane in the Stalls, or rather Robin and Jane on the Roof this week. It's got a bit of a sci-fi feel to it because we spent the evening on the roof of the Castle Court shopping centre waiting for aliens to land. No, we haven't gone crazy. Jane, this did happen, didn't it?
Well, it nearly happened. Yes, it did. We were idly wondering if the aliens would actually land. It's a performance called Dress for Space. It's written by Patrick J O Reilly of Tinderbox. And Tinderbox are very good when they do European influence things. And although one thought of Spielberg and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, at the same time, this had a European vibe in the physical theatre and the way that O'Reilly performs. It started out quite humorously, actually, and there was a lot of humor in it, with the character saying that we'd all come, I think, via social media, and we were gathered there to witness this landing. And he was doing a bit like E.T., he was going home, because the interesting thing is that this character feels totally, dare I say it, alienated by his life. He's gay. He lost his father when he was very young. He thinks his father, of course, was abducted by aliens. And the only sense he can make of this alienation he feels through his life is by creating another world in which he would be at home. And of course, that world is inhabited by, yes, you guessed it, aliens.
And you do actually feel sorry for the character. He did go through a lot in his life, so I suppose you can understand why he's wanting to escape this world and find something better.
Yes, you can. There is a kiss with another little boy, and then he's punished for that brutally later on. I think that it is a portrait of somebody ill at ease, and O'Reilly is a marvelous physical performer, as we've said. He judders beautifully about, well, I would say stage, but about the rooftop, and he occupied the space brilliantly, every corner of it. And he engages the audience. They have to hold torches and his old-fashioned radio and his granny's phone. He's waiting for a phone call from above. And we heard some amazing sound effects where you did think that maybe something was going to drop down on top of BT1.
You really do have to give it to the sound guys, because when those noises were happening, you were looking up at the sky thinking, is there something going to land? Is it going to happen?
You were. And there was a lovely gauzy moon and there were gulls flying about, but you expected a spaceship. There's no question about that. For moments, I think we looked at one another and thought, what special effects can they have created, and what have they summoned up, or what has he summoned up? But it had pathos, it had humor. I'm not sure the two entirely married. If I'm being slightly critical, I think also his accent wandered a bit, and he had some problems with his mic very occasionally. But it was lovely from the beginning when we were there sitting and waiting for it all to start, and we heard great classics and standards like Fly Me to the Moon, inevitably. It zipped along pretty much for about, what, 50 minutes?
Yeah, it was that long. Now, this piece as well was put together for the Rotterdam Rooftop Festival. So there is rooftop festivals out there throughout Europe as well. You were a bit worried about the heights, weren't you?
I was very worried about the heights. I do suffer from a fear of high places, and I don't think I'll be going to the Rotterdam Rooftop Festival anytime soon, to be perfectly honest. But having said that, this rooftop, which is actually it does double work as a car park, seemed very safe, and the views were wonderful. And no, there was no problem at all.
But it was interesting to say because the audience really didn't know what to expect as well. And as you mentioned as well, there was various objects being handed out to the audience. So there is a bit of audience participation in this as well. But for me, I just felt that audience participation went on a little bit too long.
Yes, I think you're right. And knowing the names of audience members and so on, that wasn't entirely necessary. This was a carefully written piece. I noticed he described the pull of the physical attraction to the little boy, and then we came on later to the magnetic pull towards the aliens. I mustn't spoil the ending. I am the queen of the spoiler, but something does happen that transforms it all, because he's given up. He's given up hope, although there are these sounds. No, the little green men haven't appeared, and the special effects guys weren't asked to do a Spielberg in the end. but something happens at the end that makes you wonder. And it was about feeling ill at ease in society, in your skin, being a different kind of person, feeling literally alienated. And I think on that level, it worked pretty well.
It did. So if you're liking the sound of this and you're thinking, wow, I'd love to go along and see this show, sadly, it was only on for 2 nights and completely sold out as well, isn't it?
Yes, it was. It was sold out. It was on for 2 nights. Yes, that Friday and Thursday.
Thursday and Friday, yeah. So, of course, this is also part of the Cathedral Quarter Arts Festival. There's loads going on. If you want to check out their website for more info, it's www.cqaf.com. But let's get back to Dressed for Space. Let's give our final thoughts on this. Today, we're going to use the little spacemen that are appearing on our screen in just a second. So, Jane, how many little spacemen are you going to give this performance?
Oh, 3.5, I think.
3.5. I love the little half spaceman that we've got on the screen right now. And you know what? I thoroughly enjoyed it again. Something that I'm glad I went along to see. So I'm going to go with you this time and give it 3.5 little spacemen as well. So that was Dressed for Space by Patrick J O Reilly. Not only did he perform it, but he wrote this production as well. So if you've seen something in the theatre that you'd like to tell us about, why not join us over in our social media pages. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you back in the stalls or on the roof or somewhere else very soon. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.